terms of distribution, the opening and distribution of papers, and that was a directive that came from the Ministry of Education that the farthest members of the Fourth Estate can go with the coverage of this year's national examinations is when the exams are the containers that are holding the exams are being opened and being given to the center managers. But then in terms of opening at the examination centers and distribution to the candidates, that is a no-go zone for members of the media. But then here at KTN News Center, of course here at KTN News, we'll continue giving you more updates as and when we get it. But then still on education in Kisumu, the TSC boss, that is the Teacher Service Commission boss, and Nancy Macharia oversaw the distribution of the national examination materials. And of course, she's now going around the examination center, supervising the candidates as they sit for the mathematics paper. And Kevin Ogutu now joins us with an update. Kevin Ogutu, good morning. Over to you.
Witness? Okay.
Last witness will be congested. Last time, yeah. Center manager.
The NEC has made necessary arrangements to ensure that candidates whose schools were either closed or those who moved from other examination centers are allowed to sit their exams. I'm told actually that in this particular area we have schools that were flooded. Yes. Then those kids got displaced. We are aware that some schools during the COVID season, there are some students also changed schools. We are also aware, I think, of some pregnancy cases, a few of them. And the prison, please ensure that all these kids get a chance to sit their exams. And you know you have the NEC regulations, you know that every child that should sit exams has been taken care of. Please teachers, because you are our center managers, help us in this because every child deserves a chance. We were all given a chance and that is why we are all here today. So let us be humane when we are handling these special cases because some of these kids have really suffered trauma, and it is for us as adults who should give these students a chance in Kenya.
All right, so we'll be linking up with my colleague Kevin Ogutu later on, who was with the TSC CEO Nancy Macharia, who's supervising the examination distribution exercise, which kicked off today, day one of the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education Examination. That is KCPE, so you've heard it. That is what the TSC boss, the Teacher Service Commission boss, Nancy Macharia, had to say earlier on, early in the morning when he was opening the container that was having the national examination papers. But then now I'd like us to cross over to the county of Nakuru, where my colleague Ibrahim Karanja also was, with some of the senior government officials overseeing the distribution of the national examination papers this morning. And this is the report that he's filed for us.
Well, it is a few minutes to the start of the first paper here in Moi Primary School in Nakuru County. And what you can see right now is that the preps are happening. The students, of course, lining up, being briefed of the very many instructions that they'll be having this particular exam. Of course, the usual, not to panic, I believe. Moi Primary School, one of the schools which has some of the 330,000 exam candidates across the Rift Valley region, and to oversee this particular exercise, even as the students are sitting for the exam, is Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembea, who also early in the morning oversaw the opening and actually the distribution of these particular exams from the distribution center in Kapkures. And yes, we shall be following him and any other government official to the schools to see perhaps the situation, the status at schools, and the results, once they come, of course, the students are hopeful. So this is what we shall be following across the 3 days, even as students here sit for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Examination. Remember, the education calendar was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic last year, and this is why they are sitting for this particular exam in March. The exams were to be done, or usually are done in November, but now March, and the students here are elated to sit for the national examinations. Perhaps if Kimani allows us for just a few seconds, we can listen to what they're saying.
Here we have very powerful shield, a living activity of the vulnerability led by the commissioner of vulnerability, who has come to, number one, witness what's going on here in terms of the processes leading to the start of the exam, and of course, most important, to wish you the very best and to satisfy ourselves.
Right, so that is what my colleague Ibrahim Karanja managed to capture earlier on in Nakuru County. But then now in Embu County, my colleague Mwege William got a glimpse of how the examination kicked off. So let's listen in.
Well, good morning and thank you. We are at the County Commissioner's office here in Embu County, Embu West Sub-County. And already the container has already been opened. Overseeing the whole process was CAS for Agriculture, that is Anyaga, together with the County Commissioner Abdullahi Galgalo. Well, over 16,000 candidates for Kenya Certificate of Primary Education are set to sit for the exam today, and also with the county having more than 400 centers. Earlier on, we spoke to the Chief Administrative Secretary for Agriculture, that is Anyaga, who had this to say on matters examination.
The safety of our children still remains one of our key priorities, and that's why even within the institutions that will be going to also do some bit of monitoring later in the day, the set guidelines by the Ministry of Health need to be adhered to, and we shall be ensuring that they actually adhered to, because also safety is key even as we carry on the examination process. Also, the other key thing is also to encourage the candidates who are taking on their exams, just wishing them the very best and also giving them a word of encouragement. It has not been, the usual years, the usual examination years because of the pandemic. These kids were not in school because of various reasons, the pandemic actually being the key reason. But we are very confident that kids are very resilient and they will be able to tackle on the exams very well, because kids have, they have the ability and they have what it takes to be able to succeed in these examinations. So we are pretty much confident that they will do a good job. And also with their teachers, they've been very supportive and also very, very encouraging and committed to the course. So we are expecting that we shall have a good examination period, and also the outcome of these exams, we are very confident that the kids will emerge out victorious.
We have put all measures in place to ensure the learners' health and safety. Yes. So we don't expect any issue. We have put measures because we have ensured that we have adequate transport. And if any issue crop up, we will address it on time.
That is the County Director of Education here in Embu County speaking matters examination. This is a story that we are going to keep tabs on in our subsequent bulletin. I'm Mwege William.
Mwege William, asante sana for giving us some of the pictures of what happened earlier on in the morning. 400 examination centers and 16,000 candidates sitting for their national exams in Embu County. They are among the 1.2 million KCPE candidates now. So we've had it from my colleague Mwege William in Embu. I'd like us now to cross over to Kakamega, where also we have pictures of what happened earlier on when the exams were being officially being removed from the examination containers and being given to the exam center managers.
In terms of the arrangements I have seen today, I can assure the people of this region that As a member of the council, we are very, very happy with the arrangements I have seen. The container was intact when it was opened. The center managers and the security officers who are going to be in charge of those centers knew themselves. They were well briefed by the DCC and other officers present. As you can see, the examinations are being received in a very orderly way. And these are just about, I think, the last 20 or so. So we are looking forward to a very, very smooth examination here in Western. We have been briefed. We don't have any extreme cases of centers which have been merged. And we want to assure our learners, we want to assure our parents that we believe this exam will end as smoothly as the many other exams we have had before.
Right, so we've given you an in-depth coverage of the KCPE 2021 that 1.2 million candidates are sitting for those national examination papers for the next 3 days. It began today and it's ending on Wednesday. So allow me to take a short breather here on KTN News Center. But when I come back, I still have a lot lined up for you here on KTN News.